Hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, huh? Well, we have certainly had an exciting day today. And a lot more excitement than I would ever want to have, that's for sure. A lot more excitement. So, yeah, big storm came through just as I was on the water ferry coming back over to the boat. We got over to the Lily 2 just as she started dragging. That's right, anchor dragging. Got to the boat just in the nick of time. I mean, seriously, got on the boat and was able to start the engine, get it turned around, bow up into the wind, and give the anchor time to reset as I was being blown across the bay in 35 to 40 mile an hour winds. So it was kind of exciting there for a little bit. I just thank God that we got back to the boat in time. You know, I guess God protects all the fools in the world, and that must be me, because I made it back onto the Lily 2 just in time to save it and get the storm reset. I had, in 13 feet of water, I had 80 feet of scope out. Probably a little shallower than what it should be, but I've since doubled it. I have a shitload of scope out now. I have almost my entire anchor line out right now, and it's been kind of scary. Let me give you guys a quick look outside. You guys may remember that way off in the distance behind my boat, you can see a little floating yellow building that they use for the sailboat races. Well, that's how close I am to it now. And it looks like a pizza box up and floating around out there in the bay. Somebody lost something over the side. I don't know what that is floating out there, but yeah, I dragged all the way back here to the race building that they use for the yacht clubs. I have not moved again since I reset, and the wind has stopped now and it's starting to clear up a little bit. There's another storm cell supposed to be moving in. You can see from the snapshot picture on the thumbnail that that was right over me as just as I was getting ready to snap this picture for here. So yeah, a big storm cell just went over. I dragged, oh, I don't know, 1,000 meters or so. So yeah, scary to thought of what would have happened if I had not come back at the exact time that I got back here. So anyhow, let me go check out the chat. Sorry I missed everybody. Hey Billy boy, how you doing? Hey Gavin, how you doing? Oh, John Dolan smoking, what's up? Wood Beast, Ruthless Ronnie. Yep, generator is running. Hey Frank, hey Mark. Hey Patriot Canadian. Thank you, pilot, appreciate that. Greets to all, Carl, Frank, say Wood Beast. Hey Tom Travis, how you doing? Ahoy Skipper. Okay, wow, looks like everybody's here. Yep, it's got the generator back. It's purring like a kitten. Hey Douglas. Thunder and lightning in Naples now, huh? That anchor should re-grab, must have been fouled bad. Yeah, I don't know, I really don't know why it pulled Bubba, but it dragged for quite a ways. I let out some scope and it continued to drag, and I let out a whole lot more scope, and now it looks like it's finally reset. So hopefully it'll hold now. So thank you to the boat, and you're okay. Yep, Doug, we're fine. We're fine. Hey, Mike Smith, good morning. Hey, Ian. So, yeah, so everything's cool here on the good ship Lily 2. Me and the dog are just fine. We are monitoring the situation with our anchor alarm set. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's our anchor alarm set. You can see kind of the path of the boat as it was rocking back and forth here for about the last I don't know, I think I set that about 15-20 minutes ago. And right now I'm running the generator and charging everything on the boat. I got everything on the boat charging right now. I've got the batteries charging, my cordless drill charging, my laptop, my cell phone, everything on the boat Refrigeration is going. I haven't turned the ice maker on, but trying to get everything powered up. While I'm running the generator, I might as well run it. Generator started right up on the first pull. It's purring like a kitten once again. Not really sure, you know, what the problem was, except that there was a real problem with the pull cord on them. And in order to work on the pull cord, you have to pretty much take the generator apart. The pull cord mechanism is buried all the way down in the middle of the generator. And you actually literally have to take half the case off of the thing to be able to get at the bolts to undo the pull cord mechanism to put a new cord on it. And so that's what they did. They tore it all apart and put a new cord on it. So anyhow, got it back running. It was not covered under warranty. They considered it a servicing. They did do a complete service, clean the car, new oil change, all that stuff got done to it. So from that standpoint, you know, it's all nice and clean and running pretty good again. It was $55 to get it fixed. So we got that much done. The other thing I did is I picked up my laptop today. It is dead as a doornail. Apparently it needs a replacement motherboard. I looked at some other options and some other computers and stuff. And you know what I've decided? Screw it. I'm just going to be a happy camper and make videos the way I make videos. They may not be able to be a nice edited video with music and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to just shoot some videos with my cell phone and upload them that way without it being a big production, and just see how we can do it. So, or maybe do a little bit of minor editing with iPhone, iMovie I guess it is, but my tablet is next to useless for video editing. It's only, I thought it was 16 gigabytes, it's not, it's 32 gigabytes, but it only has 1 gigabyte of RAM available. So there you have it. It's not going to be able to do much of anything. So I'm still investigating options. We'll figure something out. But you know what, guys? I'm tired of working on the boat. I'm tired of dealing with all these problems. It's time to go sailing. And so right now I'm trying to watch the weather and see where we're going to go. Brings me to Florence. Florence is still ripping her butt up coming up the coast. The models look like on the 11th. On the 11th, she's going to get here or be just south of here. We're going to start seeing effects of her on the 11th up here by really high winds. The 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, or at least the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, those 4 days, we're going to have really high winds. So I'm going to move over, I think, onto a mooring ball for those 4 days because it's going to get kind of hairy here in the bay. And after just dragging my anchor today, my confidence in my anchor has been diminished again. So, you know, and I had that thing set. I had this boat in full reverse, everything it could have to set that anchor. Of course, I was setting it going from west to east, and this wind came the opposite direction. So, well, let's see. No, pretty much. I set the anchor pretty much the direction this weather just came from. So, go figure. Anyhow, it is what it is. I'm further out now in the middle of the bay. The closest thing to me is the little sailboat building out there. All the other boats are quite a few distance from me. There were other boats that dragged in the weather. It wasn't just me. And so, big wind. Little storm cell came over, a lot of heavy wind in it, and it did some damage by blowing our boats around. So, with that said, let me go back and see what I missed in the chat. Yep, dog, you got me back in the nick of time. Morning, Mike. Thank goodness the boat and you were okay. Yep. Maybe chain wrapped around it funny on tide change. Hey, Bob, it could very well be. Yep, it could have fouled itself, but tell us about the generator. I done did that. Got you back in the nick of time. You certainly did, Doug. What was the leaking fuel problem with the generator? Frank, we think the float in the carburetor was stuck, and that's what allowed the fuel to leak out. So that's all been cleaned and fixed, not a problem anymore. And Doug's right, the choke wasn't set in the exact right spot, so it could have coughed up a little fuel. So, hey Andy, how you doing? Yep, just do live streams until you get to Florida. get a real estate job, get some bucks, restock on gear. Kind of the plan, 12 degrees. You need more chain before a laptop. Yes, apparently I do. Named 12Z EPS and all models show it coming right up the East Coast. And well, keep an eye on it. Yes, Kathleen, thank you for that. We will be keeping an eye on all storms at the Atlantic as they form and come this direction. So, Doug's like Batman. Yeah, got me back here just in time. So, actually, I was kind of a little perturbed. I got back to the dock, and Doug got me back here to the dock, and the water taxi wasn't here yet. So I ran the generator and my water jug down to the dock, filled it full of water, came back up, and as I came back up, the water taxi had pulled up, come to the dock, and was leaving. So I quickly called him on the radio before he'd gone very far at all, and said, hey man, could you pick me up on the north side? And he's like, oh, I've got to do this, this, and this. I'll be back in 20 minutes. So Doug and I had to sit and hang out waiting for 20 minutes. Now, had he picked me up then, he would have gotten me to the boat. I would have been on the boat. I would have been inside, high and dry and comfortable. And I would have seen that we would start dragging chain. I could have dealt with it a bit more readily. Instead, he waited 20 minutes to pick me up. And when I got to the boat, it was already dragging. I mean, the wind was already howling, and lightning was flashing, and thunder was cracking. And anyhow, we got to it in time. We got it all reset. But it was a little exciting there for a while. Don't sweat it, all anchors drag. As long as they reset quickly, you're good. Yep, that's true. That's true, Truth Finder. Coming down by bucket loads here at the house. Yeah, well, we had that a little bit ago, Doug. Baltimore, like 109 miles away. Oh, wow, okay. Frank's in the house. Yes, Frank is in the house. Okay. I've got a shoe attacking me. Get out of here, shoe. Ooh, lightning right outside the window. Wow, that was weird. I saw lightning right outside the window and there was no thunder. I don't think I've ever seen that before. What the hell? Have you guys ever seen lightning without thunder? I mean, I saw the flash, so I started counting off seconds like we always did as kids to see how far it was. And I never heard the thunder. Oh well. And I have not been drinking anything tonight, guys, so I don't know what the hell that's all about. Okay, Frank's in the house. Yep. So anyhow, kids, that's what we did today. Went to Micro Center, picked up the computer, went to the generator store, got the generator, went around with Doug. He had some errands to run, so I kind of went with Doug, kept him company, and helped him out run his errands. Put some gas in Doug's car, and I took Doug to lunch today. Doug and I had a very nice lunch, sat and chat and talked, and man, it's just, it's just so nice to be able to hang out with an old friend like that and just hang out and have a conversation and enjoy a meal together with just the two of us. It was really pleasant running around with Doug today and hanging out with him, and I was glad I was there to help him out with stuff, and he was certainly able to help me out with stuff. So, but that's what makes the world go round. That's exactly what makes the world go round. So here's what it is. And that reminds me, Doug, we forgot to vacuum the back seat of the car. I told you I would vacuum it. So since you're going to be home alone on Saturday, why don't you and I get together on Saturday? We'll do something together, and I'll vacuum out that car if you still have it. Doug's got a rental at the moment, so. Power transformer flash like lightning when they blow. That would have been awful high up in the sky to have been a power transformer, because I'm sitting low on the boat and I'm looking out my window, which would be, way up above a power transformer. And I could actually see the lightning line going down. In fact, it hit and it hit again in the same spot. So that wasn't any transformer. That was a bolt of lightning. That was weird. That was just weird. So anyhow, Waukesha Pilot says nope. I'm not sure what he means nope about, but nope. Okay. Good friends are a good thing. That's right, Douglas. They are. That's right. They really are. So. Oh, man. I got to tell you, kids, I got my adrenaline pumping a little bit. Scares the hell out of me when my anchor drags like that. So vacuuming comes with the rental. Well, I don't like the idea of having the dog in his car and, you know, maybe Doug getting in trouble because there was a dog in the car. So it was a free rental to him because they were working on his car at Ford. And so they had this rental car available to him. It wasn't the dealership rental car. It was a paid for one of, I don't remember what company said it was one of the major car rental places that they rented a car for Doug. So anyhow, oh man, I need a drink, but there's another storm coming right behind this one. We're not supposed to be done with these storms till 11 o'clock, so I'm not gonna have a drink tonight. Really don't have that much left in the house. I got a half a bottle of Jim Beam Black and some Pusser's rum and some hazelnut flavored Kahlua. So weird combination. But you know what I can do? I could turn on the ice maker. Let me do that. And while I'm up, I'm going to grab a light because it's going to get very dark here very quickly. Turn that fan, gets it out of the way. Here's a light. Here's the ice maker. It's got water. Cool. Have a cold beverage here in a little bit, even if it's just a cold glass of ice water. Alrighty then. So trying to settle my nerves, guys. I got news for you. That kind of the anchor dragging like that. I mean, here I am just getting back to the boat. I'm trying to move a water jug, a generator, the dog, me, my laptop, my backpack, trying to keep everything dry so my electronics in my backpack don't get any further wet than what they were already. Trying to get that all on the boat and get it safely put away. And then have the anchor dragging all at the same time and having to deal with that. It was just sort of a lot to have to deal with. So there's refrigeration just kicked in. You could hear it rev up like that. That was the refrigeration firing up. So, oh man. How are things? I'm sitting in the safest place, a vehicle on rubber wheels, and I'm not touching metal. There you go, Doug. Good to get together with friends, but if you're planning to leave ASAP, get things done on the boat so you can finally get to Florida. Yeah, Callie, there's just no way for me to leave right now. There's bad weather coming up. It's a 4-day trip, basically, to get around the coast of New Jersey on my boat. 1, 2, 3, there's at least 3 nights that I'm going to be right along the Atlantic coast of New Jersey and not inbound, like, you know, where I'd be in a canal or something where I'd be safe. So, so I'm going to wait here until this weather pattern passes, and it looks like the earliest date I might get out of here is going to be the 15th or 16th of September. Frank, my bad, California, okay. I hear generator, ice maker, big time hooray. Yes, Alan. Yep, good to have all that back going again. So, how often do you put water in the ice maker? Tom, it just depends on how much I make ice. Usually about every day I put some water in the ice maker about on a daily basis, Tom. Google, it's not possible to have thunder without lightning. Thunder is a direct result of light. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, Bubba. I've never heard, but I saw the lightning and I didn't hear the thunder. Now, it could be it was just quieter thunder, or maybe the noise of the generator drowned it out. I don't know. So, tell us a ghost story while we're in the dark. When do you look like shoving off? Have you a weather window in plane which suits? Yeah, the 12 degrees, the weather window right now, the closest thing I'm looking at is maybe the 15th or 16th. There's nothing in the way of a weather window between now and then. And I don't know what the weather is really going to be like then, so we're still waiting and watching. Right now, we do not have a weather window. So, Watch a guy on YouTube that rebuilds old antique machines, and he's from your town. Oh, cool. I just feel for you. You know best, I know bad. You want to leave, so looking forward to the journey. Yes, Callie, I am chomping at the bit to get out on the road again. I've been here too long working on stuff. At this point, I don't really even care if I get stuff done on the boat that needs to be done. I just want to get going. I want to start making tracks. So I feel like I generate the best content when I'm actually going somewhere and doing something, not just sitting here like a bump on the log telling you that I went to Micro Center today. You know, there's not a whole lot of excitement going to Micro Center. Now, there's a whole lot of excitement with having your anchor drag. I can assure you that was an exciting time, but not the kind of excitement I really want to have in my life. And, you know, thank God I got a strong heart, not the kind of stuff I want to have going forward. Ah, damn. All right. What else I miss in the chat here? Next time you leave the boat, toss a line out. If the anchor lets it leash, you'll be trolling across the bay. Okay. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, might as well fish, huh? What's the make and model number of my laptop? Coyote, it is a Hewlett-Packard. It's an HP. Man, I'm not even sure I can read this in this light. Okay, gotta put some light on here, guys. Whew, right. It's a Hewlett-Packard model 15-H, as in Henry, 483 CL, as in Charlie Lewis. So again, it's a Hewlett-Packard model 15-H483CL. That's the model of my Pooter, which is currently decedent. It has bit the ghost. So I don't know. We'll see what happens to it. Boy, I look weird in that light, don't I? Looks like something like on the campfire. Ooh, there you go. Oh. Going to make Annapolis. Truthfinder, I'm still looking forward to making Annapolis, but you know, it's going to be whatever the weather's going to be now. It isn't going to Florida pretty dangerous right now. Yeah, well, it's not like I'm going to get there tomorrow, Kathleen. It's going to take me a month and a half to get there. I just looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's called the Hand Tools Rescue. The guy is nuts, but really great. He doesn't talk at all, huh? If I left now, wouldn't I beat the storm? No. No. If you look at the wind and weather forecast, that would be 4 days from today. I would be in either on the New Jersey coast or just getting ready to get into Delaware Bay, and I would be getting hammered with all the high winds and stuff coming up from the hurricane. So no, I don't have to look at just where I'm at. I have to look at everything along the path for the next 4 or 5 days until I get back up inside of Delaware Bay, where there might be better protection from hurricanes back in there, some holes or something. I haven't really seen much in there, but I'm sure there's some hurricane holes back in that area. Where I am here in Port Washington, this is a pretty good hurricane hole. There's really good stout moorings that I can move to, which I will do to set out the hurricane for like 4 nights. So that's going to be like a waste of $100, but hey, it's $100. That's insurance that my boat's still going to be there. So money well spent, if you ask me. Frank, I check it out. You should learn the phonetic alphabet. Okay. Finally caught alive. Hey, Susie Q, how you doing? I'll Facebook you tomorrow. Okay, thanks, Coyote. What time does most boats leave the E-Harbor like fishing boats? Mars, there really isn't much in the way of fishing boats in this community. This is a a fairly upscale community, a lot of sailing boats. It's not like a commercial fishing area here. There are some party boats that go out of here, and they leave twice a day. They go out in the morning for a morning fish, and they go out in the afternoon for an afternoon fish. So, I could just make my comments aren't going through for some reason. Huh. Susie Q, I can see you. I don't know what you're talking about. I see all your comments, so. Right, they're forecasting between Georgia and New England just to landfall. Yeah, that's fine. That's right. Yes, it's too early until we just monitor it. You know, all we can do is just monitor which direction she wants to go. Florence will make up her mind as she makes up her mind, and all we can do is kind of react to it. So there's really not a whole lot else we can do. I mean, I'm going to plan on stripping all the canvas off the boat and reducing my windage as much as possible. The mooring ball that I am going to move to is a mooring ball that has two lines to it. My generator sounds like it's running out of fuel, and a moment ago it said it had 5 hours worth of fuel. Hold on a minute, guys. No, it's fine. Wow, we're completely turned around now. We've completely turned around in the bay now. That yellow float thing is now that way from me. And you can see what it looks like out the back of the bay, how close I am to these other boats. But I was all the way up there on the other side of those boats up that direction when I dragged back to here. That guy over there, he dragged as well. Well, anyhow, all right. The wind has apparently stopped. The tide is now taking control of the boat, making it pull around the other direction. I'm now facing, so I'm facing east, and before I was facing west. So, go figure. What I missed in the chat. Okay. Cut through the Cape May Canal instead of going around New Jersey trip. You know, Sailing Dijon, I did some research on that, and I really haven't found a good route through the ICW going through New Jersey. If you could shed some light on that, I'd certainly be able to, I'd certainly like to see if there's a better route for getting through New Jersey without going all along the coast. So, yeah, Mike, I have the generator running right now. What make is my, it's an iHome, I-H-O-M-E ice maker, James. No, thank you. I guess that answers my question. Okay. Generator's sounding, yeah, the generator's running. It's that the choke adjustment on it is still out of whack. They said they fixed the choke adjustment, but it still has to be adjusted slowly. And now my phone seems to be acting up again. So, just put good video out on flounder, underwater shots and tips. There you go. Said earlier, my first I didn't go through on my end. Sorry for confusing it. No problem, Susie. Apparently Florence is being unpredictable. Forecasters are having trouble. Yes, 12 degrees, that's absolutely the case. You know, typical female, right? Sorry, ladies. Working the generator pretty hard, charging everything, and running the ice maker. Yes, I am, John Dolan. But with all of that, I'm not running it. It's not even at 30% of its capacity. It's got a little scale that lights up that shows how much usage it's getting. And that scale isn't even, that's just too bright. I got to dim that down a little bit. There we go. That scale on it that shows how much power is being pulled isn't even 1/3 of the way up. So it's got plenty more juice to go above and beyond what I'm asking it to do right now. So, Am I going to dump a lure or two before leaving? I don't think so. Okay. Thank you, Frank. Yep, there's my PayPal link should you want to help donate to the cause. Or you can jump in and join my Patreon. That would be cool too. Picking up some and having a great time at show. Please tell me what day you plan to arrive. Ahoy, Skipper. I don't know yet. I won't know till I get there. Crazy storms here now in Sag Harbor. Yep. Callie, you're getting exactly what I had here just a couple hours ago. Yep, it's a blowing son of a gun. Yeah, Smoking, that may be true, but I've got almost all the jobs that I needed to get done, so I'm ready to get on the road. The only job I really don't have finished right now is getting that dinghy worked on, and that's going to be my main focus these next few days now that I have the generator back. Yes, down the coast all the way to Cape May Inlet, then Cape May Canal into Delaware River, the way I'm going. So I'm still having to go down the coast all the way to Cape May, so that really doesn't protect me any. Because Cape May is all the way down at the south end of the coast. At that point, I'm just about in the Delaware Bay. Is that right, Dejan? Email me. Send me an email, maybe with a kind of a sketch showing what you're talking about, if you would. If you dug across the bay, maybe a mantis. Oh, Bob, you never know. I mean, I've heard wonderful things about the Rockness, but it was blowing a hoolie. It was blowing pretty good. May Inlet, you still have to travel down the coast of New Jersey. Yep. Looks like the fruit basket moving. The water must be rough. Yes, the water's moving pretty good. Unless they drag anchor a lot, it's dragged. Hey, Mike, you know, you don't know what kind of drugs my anchor's doing. I may have a meth anchor out there or a crackhead, you know, it might be doing all kinds of drugs, so. But yes, Mike, you are correct. So there's grammar police for you guys. I dragged my anchor, I didn't drug the anchor, so. Anywho, Mike's being a party pooper, so. Yeah, so now the boat's completely on the opposite side of where it was at. Let me show you my anchor tracker so you can see kind of where it was at. This is where it was during the storm. There's where my anchor is, and now my boat's all now my boat's all the way up on the other side, if you can see that up there. So I am right there now. And continuing to monitor, so. I currently have my anchor alarm set for 130 feet. And looking at where the boat is from where the anchor is set, I have 120 feet of scope out, 120 feet of line. And right now I'm in 13 feet of water. That's almost a 10-to-1 scope, 9-to-1, 8, 9-to-1 scope, somewhere in there. So should be plenty. So it's not just you, it's a very American thing. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, Mike the grammar troll, right, Truth Finder? Enough the anchor like Bill Cosby. There you go. Why would I have my anchor alarm send me a text message when I just have my anchor alarm on sitting here right next to me? It'll make a very loud sound should the boat go outside of the parameter that I set. Sending me a text message doesn't do anything for me. Not nearly as much as it does when it goes beep, 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 which is the way I have it set so it wakes me up. I mean, I'm on the boat. It'd be different if I was off the boat. If it was off the boat, then yes, I could have it send me a text message wherever I am. But, you know, if I'm an hour away and my boat's dragging, it's not going to do me any good that it tells me it's dragging by the time I get back to the boat, it would be too late. So, way easier than going around tip of New Jersey. I also have a rock 33 pound. Yeah. That kind of scope you should have held. Yeah, Bob. Well, to be honest with you, when I dragged earlier, I only had about 80 feet of line out. I only had about 80 feet. So I went from 80 out to 120 after I dragged. So I probably should have had 120 feet out earlier, but I did have a lot of neighbors right up against me, and so I was trying to stay inside of a, you know, a certain parameter, because if I put out 120 feet of scope and I'm all road, and all my neighbors are only putting out 70 feet with their chain, then we could get way too close. So, in fact, I'm looking out my window right now, and I'm kind of close to the boat next to me right now. But that's because I'm on road, so I move around a lot more, and he's on chain, and he doesn't. And that's something you just got to be thinking about when you anchor, you know, what kind of chain, what kind of road, all that matters. Yeah, a few years back, I loved it, I want to go back. Okay. Good. Yes, when I'm off the boat, it can send me a message, but it doesn't do me much good to do that. So, definite dinghy was deleted. Okay. Can you tell us a little about your wastewater system is like? I came across an old throwback video you posted where you highlighted an electroscan system that you liked and wonder if you're still CRS. I do still like the electroscan systems. I can't afford one on my boat. Right now I have a very simple old antique system for waste management called a bucket and a garbage can. So, do you mean nachos, Mike? Okay, using that. You should enter the ICW Manasquin Inlet. Huh. Okay. My grandfather's lobster traps run right under the PEI bridge. You're thinking more naughty. Okay. Yeah, Susie, there are some people just are nasty and rude, you know. Oh boy, you guys are something else, man. Computer rent to own 90 days, same as cash. Use Doug's address. Hey cuz, how you doing, man? Rent to own, use Doug's address, huh? Yeah, I don't know. That seems like an expensive way to go in the long run. Not a bad idea though, I guess in a pinch, but we'll see. We will see, guys, we will see. So anyhow, my ice maker just dumped some ice. Problem is I have no mixers, so I can have cold scotch. Wind has subsided down to nothing. Yeah, Patriot Canadian, I know that. I know that. My cousin Richard's a big fan of rent to own. He does a lot of that. He's a good guy. Ex-Coastie. Yeah, my cousin Richard used to be in the Coast Guard. So he's a good guy. He really is. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that rent to own stuff. So we'll see. We'll think about it. Every time the tide changes, the anchor has to switch 180 degrees and drags and resets every tide. You just hope it resets fastest part of it. Yeah, Truth Finder, I don't think my anchor really resets when the tide changes. to be honest with you. I don't think it does. I don't think the current and the tide change is enough pull on the anchor to make it reset. I think it, the chain will wrap up around it, and that may have been what fouled it, is that it may have gotten, the chain wrapped around it a few times and fouled it somewhat itself. And then after pulling it out, it finally untwisted, rolled out, and then hooked up and reset. So that's the problem with being in one spot for a long period of time, is that the anchor has every day you're adding to the possibility of fouling the anchor. So, well, there's more lightning out there. The boat's really calmed down. It's really settled down. So, hey, Steve Vids, how you doing, man? Someone say cocktail. Man, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Because right now, the weather pattern is not showing, it's not showing much more in the way of a storm. It's showing some more rain coming through, but not any kind of real storm cell or anything. So I'm not overly worried about it at the moment. What storm has gone by has kind of passed. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to show it to you, but you can see kind of here, this is where I am, and the storm is all past already. So it's already moved on to the east. Doesn't really show anything much else coming later on. It showed what happened, but when they're showing what happened, there's really just nothing but open space behind it. So I think I'm okay. I think I'm past the worst of it now. So I guess what I'm saying is it may be cocktail time. What to have? Mark Gotham, $25 on PayPal. Mark, thank you so much, sir. You rock. Awesome, dude. Thank you so very much, Mark. I really appreciate it. So Mark Gotham just hit my PayPal for 25 bucks. Guys, there's links. Excuse me. There's links in the description down below if you want to donate to the adventure. Every penny is much needed and much appreciated. So thank you, Mark, for that. I appreciate it, man. All right, guys, what do you think? Pussers on the rocks or Jim Beam black on the rocks? What do you guys suggest? Middle of August, hit -2 Celsius. Wow. We had a frosty morning up here. Wow. Not here. We were in the 90s here in New York today. Gavin says water. Black on the rocks, Andy says. We've now seen Carl in drag. You've seen me in drag. Oh, John, that's bad. That's bad. I don't wear women's clothing, so. Whiskey and water. Whiskey and water. So whiskey on the rocks then. Huh. Whiskey and water. Alright. Cocktail time, guys. I gotta spin you around here for a minute. Oh. I'm not going to get to those glasses back there. I'm going to have to use this one. First things first, get some ice. Oh, there's no ice. Oh, I know why there's no ice. Damn it. Got all this stuff over here blocking the vent. There we go. Alright, well that was a waste of time. The ice maker, now I got a low battery light. The ice maker's got a little vent on the side back there, and if you block it, it will not make ice, or at least not very good ice. And that's just what I did, I blocked it. So now it's unblocked, so now it'll make some ice. In the meantime, I have like 2 little slivers of ice in there. Which means as soon as it drops ice, I gotta grab it immediately because it's awful warm in there on the boat. So So this basically is going to be nothing more than just a shot. There'd be no ice on it at all. So, and this is what I'm drinking, Jim Beam Black. And that's what I got left of it, not much. All right, what did I miss in the chat while I was playing around with all that? Whiskey and water, ABC, how goes it? Whiskey and chilled water, the way it meant to be. And drag with his dinghy out, okay. Thank you, Frank. Yep, there's a link to my PayPal. JD Dry, the manly drink. Okay, well, it pretty much is JD Dry, so. Bottle's almost half full. Unplug the ice maker after it drops. Been a while since I heard you say my boat, my boat. That's right, my boat. Yeah, it has been a while, but I just said it, so. Lily likes those ice cubes. Yes, she does. She does like the ice cubes, but yeah, that's pretty much just a shot of JD, guys. There was not even the equivalent of one ice cube in all of that. So, Mike Mayfield, thank you, Mike. Mike just hit my PayPal for 25. Excellent, Mike Mayfield. Thank you very much, sir. You rock. You guys are awesome. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So, thank you very much, guys. And with that, Mike and you guys that donated, thank you much. Here's to you. Woo! That was a big shot. Oh, that was a big shot. Wow. Okay. Let's not do that again for a while, okay? Anyhow, for Tom Travis, my boat, that's right, my boat. There you go. See if they could, and how much to download all your info. Did it on stepdaughter's broken laptop, and they could download to the new laptop. Okay. Any word on the generator? Sorry if I missed it. Adam, if you listen very carefully, you will know that my generator is purring along. It's out there on the deck purring along, so. Yep, got it back. It seems to be working fine. I mean, I just started it and it's running. It was pulsing a little bit ago, and I just adjusted the choke mechanism and it stopped the pulsing. So, which is typically what it does. That's typically what it does. So, I checked in my battery charger. I'm now at 60%. It was down to 20%. My engine start battery, which is what I've been actually using as a house battery lately. I've been using my house battery as an engine start battery and my engine start battery as a house battery. It was down to only 20%, and now I got the battery charger on it. So by the time I go to bed tonight, in about 3 more hours, it will be 100% charged. So we'll have good battery backup. So no, stuck in BC. Unfortunately, it was not covered under warranty. So it ended up costing me $55 for an oil change, service, and to have the pull cord replaced on it. I can't complain about that. $55 to replace the pull cord and service it, oil change. They cleaned the carburetor and cleaned the floats and got everything working back like it's supposed to be. I'm not going to complain about that. So it seems like it works just fine. One of the things that I noticed, though, that I have to be more careful about, and I think one of the reasons why it leaks some fuel, I was making a habit of using the app on my cell phone to turn the generator off. And when you do that, it doesn't change the position of the choke. It just leaves it right where it was at. So whereas if I turn it off with the switch, it chokes it out completely. And I think I've got to stop using the app to stop the engine and use the switch in it to shut it off. I think that would be just a better bet. So I had a friend in high school named Mike Mayfield. Well, there you go. Could be the same guy. Could be the same guy. I'm sure Mike Mayfield went to high school. He seems like a fairly intelligent, articulate individual. So, so there you have it. So they don't use our peso. It's getting a lot of hours too. Yes, Truth Finder, it does get a lot of hours. Yes, it does. You think the rocking of the boat is an issue for the generator? No, not really out in Florida. I mean, I haven't noticed it having any issues running while the boat's really moving. If I get really jumping around, it might, you know, affect the fuel flow in it or something. But as a general rule, no. Unless we're really rocking and rolling, I don't think it has any effect whatsoever. You're still playing guitar, Carl? No, unfortunately, I donated my guitar, and so I don't have one on the boat anymore. So I wish I did. Have you changed the oil in the Ferryman? Mike, I changed the oil in the Ferryman not that long ago. It was an absolute disaster, made a hell of a mess. And I refilled it with some 15W40. And then right after I refilled it, Douglas had done some research, came back and said that the Ferryman prefers straight 40 weight. Straight 40 weight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is burn up the 15W40 and just let the engine run and burn it all through. And then I'm going to start replacing it with some straight 40 weight. So, I mean, right now I'm putting in 15W40, so I'm most of the way there. I would think be out of the weather does not help the generator. No, probably not, but it is designed to run outside in the weather. So, could the ethanol in fuel be an issue? Steve, I don't buy fuel with anything more than 10% ethanol, which is what that generator recommends, that it be less than 10% ethanol. So, oil, we still need to get a vacuum pump. Yes, Mike, you are correct. I still need to get a better vacuum pump. The little pump that hooks up to my hand drill did not work really well. So, have you figured out why the starter rope was broke a few times rubbing? Mike, actually, no. I have no answer for why it was worn like that. Having disassembled it and looked at it, it still doesn't make any sense to me that there's a wear spot where there's a wear spot. There's two little tiny round grommets that it has to go through. One right at the point of the coil, and then another one as it comes out of the engine. And it seems like it's wearing at the lower point where it's going through that grommet. And I think what it's wearing by is while the generator's running, that cord is down there vibrating and hitting against that grommet, and I think that's what's causing the wear. It is, in my mind, a design flaw. I'm not aware of any other way to fix it, although I have started that generator twice a day, every day for the last, what, 120 days, and just now it's broken. So it's been started maybe 200, 240 times, somewhere in that neighborhood in the last 120 days. So I guess it's just going to be a maintenance issue I'm going to have to worry about on a regular basis. Every 90 days or so, I'm going to have to get it into a shop and have a new pull cord put in it, I guess. Use ethanol, 91% octane and above, cleaner and doesn't foul things. Okay, it's weatherproof, Bubba. Yep. Have you figured out why the starter rope has broke? Okay, that was what we had just answered. Okay, how do you get on with growing vegetables on the boat? You mentioned a while ago. Yeah, I'm not growing any vegetables on this boat. This boat is just way too small for that. Please, most premium fuels do not use ethanol. Okay, there you go. Ethanol in any small engine is bad. Ease up the seals and eventually, yeah. Okay. Ethanol means food going to waste. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's what it is, food going to waste. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and do a shameless shout out. Anybody out there that's got a YouTube channel they want to promote themselves, go ahead and give yourself a shameless shout out. Hey, honeybees, how you doing? Why can't you replace the pull cord yourself, Carl? Well, honeybees, first of all, it was covered under, it should have been under warranty. Should have been under warranty. Second of all,